残酷な天使のように少年よ神話になれ青い風が今胸のドアを叩いても私だけをただ見つめて微笑んでるあなたそっと触れるもの求めることに夢中で運命さえまだ知らない痛いけな瞳だけどいつか気づくでしょうその背中には未来目指すための羽があること残酷な天使の手で窓辺からやがて飛び立つほとばしる熱いパトスで思い出を裏切るならこの空を抱いて輝く少年よ神話になれ
What's poppin' gamers, AdSky here and welcome to the final part of my complete Hunt Down the Freeman review. I hope you are having fun with the plot just as I have, because we've already reached Act 3 and this is where the story gets extremely confusing. Without ruining any intrigue, let's proceed and see how Michell is planning to infiltrate City 17 according to his plan. The first thing we see after his epic speech from the last part, full Hunt Down the Freeman playlist here, is a green forest, unspoiled by the combines. There is even a train going by. Okay, it is not what I think it is, right? Okay, first try is always a fail, am I right? Let's try again. Happens to anyone, third time is the charm, and they... Okay, so far this is the worst Michell's death on this level. Maybe the trick is to... Oh, wait, that worked! Even though I died, the next level loaded faster than the game over screen ended. And here they are. Places so familiar, I could recall them anywhere, anytime. City 17, where Michell arrives by hiding between the wagons.
I should probably stay out of trouble.
Sure, Michell, this is exactly what I was planning to do. City 17 in Hunt Down the Freeman on the first glance looks like it was in Half-Life 2, but don't get yourself fooled. This is but a whole shell of its former glory. The halls are full of dormant NPCs, where only Metrocops can react to your actions in any way. The citizens are lifeless and won't even talk to you. Environmental storytelling? More like, move along player, there's nothing to see here. Actually, there is one citizen NPC in City 17 that you can and are required to interact with.
Now it's your turn, Will.
Will? There is something shady in here. How does Michell even know this Will? Is this a new character whose story we will be at best told one? As the chaos ensues and the Metrocops are busy with investigating the explosion, Michell manages to slip by them into the train station. In reality, he would be their first suspect and would be arrested on sight, but it is not a reality, but a fantasy game, and as we all know, fantastic stories do not answer to simple logic. The main square of City 17 looks better and way more alive compared to the train station. Look, here is a dancing Overwatch soldier by the gate. His friend even joins him for a brief moment. I can even accept it as canon, considering how Dr. Breen had his own show on TV with jugglers.
I don't miss Dr. Breen, but I do miss his show. Remember when he had the jugglers on?
I admit, Quake 1 model graphics are difficult for me to explain. I have checked, the ladder that Gordon Freeman used to proceed towards Kleiner's lab is gone. We'll need to find the second way. A fade to black as always, and Michell arrives into a yet unexplored part of City 17. It looks slightly less visually appealing to say the least. A metal obscurity stands right by a beautiful old castle. Fucking modernists. A line of citizens stands right by the modernist utilitarian garbage for an unknown crime. Some of them may be facing death, or even worse, but they all look into the future with a stoic expression on their faces. It is not immediately clear where Michell needs to go now. His plan was to ally themselves with the Combines and hunt down the Freeman together. Nice plan, but where the hell is he going then? Where the hell should I go? It took me around 10 minutes to run around the neighborhood looking for where I was supposed to go, experimenting with climbing different structures to no result until I finally decided to look up the walkthrough. Here it was, an unnoticeable window. Excuse me, an unnoticeable window with the most bleak red lines possible. But you know what? I'm not even angry. How could I be angry if this is one of a few times they even made an attempt to get your attention, even if the attempt is so pathetic? Even though I have just trespassed the locked gate, Metro cops don't seem to mind that much. I'm more concerned about the scanner that chases me to take infinite amount of photos. Okay, but now, when I walked around the other blocked gate, Combines immediately started firing at me. The only option now is to run. It is almost kind of fun actually, similar to how it was in the beginning of Half-Life 2. I don't get it. Why do they always use the black screen when it is not even required?
Oh my god!
Whoa, what is this? Gary Smart? Why is the guy wielding an error weapon? Was he the only Metro cop with a unique gun that was not even loaded? He's completely harmless, but I wonder what weapon was he supposed to be using? I probably would know if I wasn't playing one of the first versions of Hunt Down the Freeman with barely any patches. Anyway, back to the actual threats. These Metro cops don't seem to be very competent. This one is just casually walking when supposed to be on guard for a trespasser. That one is ready, yet completely unable to stop me from just running past him. The third one was guarding under the ladder, still unable to hit me, even though I didn't see him. The identical thing happened here, yet this time there were two of them and one was AFK. If these are the authoritarian regime forces, no wonder it took rebels a week to completely overthrow them. But finally, one competent man shows up to do his job properly, and Michell gets beaten by the stun sticks into submission.
Get your hands off me.
Oh, you think you're so cool, when you can't even hit me on a point-blank range. Apparently, we are now on the 22nd floor of the Citadel. The elite white Combine soldiers roam around, and one of them is leading Michell somewhere. What could be the reason he was taken here? Wait, seriously? This is how Michell infiltrated the Combine-controlled city? In a leather jacket? Not using any disguise? Am I the only one who sees a problem in that plan? He is disguised as a white rabbit in a burned forest. I'm surprised he was not arrested on sight. I always thought the citizen clothing was mandatory, but seems like every citizen just happened to have a same taste of jeans. Anyway, back to the cutscene.
I knew this day would come. I knew I was going to see this man one more time.
Boris.
Mr. Michell.
It's been a long time, old friend.
It has been indeed.
It has been 30 minutes of gameplay since you've last met, excluding the 10 minutes of searching for the window. But yes, for you it has been a long time, those 17 years of which I as a player know nothing. really makes you feel the weight of living under combines for half of my life.
Normally, I would ask you to excuse my curiosity and question why you are here, why you show up after all those years while being far away from the eyes of the Combine. But I already know the answer. I know he sent you. Our mutual friend.
Wait, you know him?
Know him. He offered me a deal, and when I refused to complete his deal, he threatened me with my own daughter. Just be careful, Michell. He's a no-good, lying son of a bitch! Excuse my behavior.
The reason I came here was to offer my help. I want to collaborate.
And why do you think the Combine will agree to your help? What could one man possibly give them? Please, do not misunderstand me. I do not underestimate you. I know what you are capable of. But how will you prove that to them?
I'm not alone. I have a ship and an army, and I'm ready to hand over all of it, to be placed under the Combine's command.
That is a rich offer indeed. Please, excuse me for a little while.
Wait, where did he go? He just left the office. Okay, let's just wait for a moment. Yep, there is nothing to do here. Oh, wait.
Dr. Breen. Can't really say I like him.
Yeah, you probably don't. He was your main enemy for the last 20 years, being in charge of the Earth branch of the Combines. Okay, he's back.
Thank you for your patience, Mr. Michell. Dr. Breen wanted me to inform you that he, along with our collaborators, is impressed by your desire to hunt down Gordon Freeman. In normal times, this collaboration wouldn't even be mentioned. But these are extraordinary times. You know what they say. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Good. Now all we have to do is find Freeman.
We already know where he is hiding. We have multiple spies in the Resistance. This brings me to another topic. You remember my Sasha, my daughter?
Yeah, I do.
She's grown up now. She's in the Resistance. As a spy, I will make sure that if she sees you, she will recognize you. But when you get out there, massacring members of the Resistance, whatever you do, do not, I repeat, do not harm her, or I will kill you.
Sounds like a deal. Let me ask you something, Boris. You said you have spies inside the Resistance, right?
Correct.
So you do know where Freeman is?
Correct.
Where is he?
Black Mesa East.
Huh. Black Mesa.
And thus, the next section of Hunt Down the Freeman begins. Our troops and combines are sent together to clear out Black Mesa East and capture Gordon Freeman. If you know the story of Half-Life 2, you can guess that it is not going to be that easy. We are given an MP9, a USP pistol just like the one Freeman had, and An AK? Fuck, the Combines must have really cut their military budget, because even today AKs are primarily used by children during military lessons in Eastern Europe and by banana republics during low-budget civil wars. Are Combines really that confident?
Hello?
Hey, Pyrocynical, confident in their own strength that they arm their allies with the leftovers. Interesting how they have managed to downgrade the rebel models. In the original Half-Life 2, every rebel was given a face among the dozen available. Here it is just a single male model with his face covered by a scarf. Here is the first serious threat on my way. A rebel with a stationary AR-2 who quickly manages to get rid of my allies. More are already on the way, yet I have noticed that Adam himself is still standing by the entrance. The asshole only imitates doing something, while the real heroes die to the AR-2. Oh, he'll get what he deserves later. Interesting how the new pack of Metro Cops does not get killed. The AR-2 rebel and his two turrets don't seem to even be able to shoot any of them. Truly a worthy successor to the naked gun battle. Okay, I tried as you can see, but the gunner is simply impossible to kill. At the time I thought maybe I just couldn't aim properly due to the recoil, so I decided to move closer with my new best friend. Oh shit, he doesn't seem to work that well. Wait a minute. A ventilation! Oh shit, almost got me there with my 3 HP. Good thing they can't aim underneath themselves. Overall, there isn't that much to talk about the next segment of the game. You run around, shoot rebels, and this could be fun only on the most primitive level. What I should talk about is how much ammo you are given in the process. One rebel drops an MP7 worth of 8 MP9 bullets. What the hell, I checked, these guns have different calibers. This is about the amount you need to kill one. Thus, you will barely have any surplus ammo in Black Mesa East. This will sometimes lead to the moments like this one, where I was only left with the terrible machete to fight with and nearly died because of that. Or that is until you remember you've also had an AK in your inventory. Finally, Black Mesa East ends when Michell discovers an elevator and uses it to ascend to the surface. I said finally? Oh no. Black Mesa was great compared to what is coming up right now. Michell even refuses to proceed without first attaching a flashlight to his new shotgun. This, gentlemen, is the Ravenholm forest. You may have thought that the Combines launched the majority of their headcrab capsules into the city itself. Well, I thought so too, until now. However, the amount of zombies you could find in Ravenholm in Half-Life 2 is laughable compared to how many of these fuckers decided to reject modernity and live in the forest. I think they're just respawning to attack you infinitely. So, with a health like that, I decided not to waste my time and nerves and just run. I will admit, it was a bit unnerving to hear the rows of countless zombies behind me while running, but Mitchell's military training allows him to exceed the humanly possible speeds, so no fast zombies were able to catch up with me. Finally, a house. I thought it was a safe place, with all the HP vials and shotgun ammo in here. While that's been technically true, I was wrong about the other thing, that the exit was located on the other side of the house. In fact, it was just an optional place, and I had to leave through that same entrance where those zombies were chasing me, piled up, waiting for me to return. I still managed to run out almost unharmed and only a dozen meters away noticed another house. A woman's scream and a gunshot. I knew I had to investigate, but the result was more confusing than expected. I'll give it to you this time, Hunt Down the Freeman. You got me good with this one. It is hilarious in its absurdity and absurd in its hilarity. As the parkour system still wasn't working, I used no-clip to climb the next porch I've encountered. Another scream. The forest seems to be inhabited by women who collectively decided to die as soon as Michell arrived. I remind you that Gordon Freeman had only one such in Half-Life 2. More bottles. I'd better take care of them before the incident repeats itself. After running around for a few more minutes and getting lost in the bushes, I have finally encountered the next house I need to enter. I'd love to take a longer look at it, but the horde of 4 fast zombies on my trail does not allow me to. Luckily, they decide to not follow me into the basement. Motherfucker, what is that? Birkin, I just fucking trying to give me a stroke? Either the brown note that would make me shit my pants both physically and rhetorically in regards to a game, or was it supposed to trigger my migraine, so I would never have the desire to return back to finish the review? It is still playing, it's not stopping. Oh god, this house must be really cursed. The sound turned out to be going from a piano on the first floor.
What the fuck? Alright, I admit it. This is a bit creepy.
Yes, I will have to agree with you, Mitch. This is the one sound I'd never want to hear again. The house does not seem to lead anywhere on the first glance. However, using my powerful 200 IQ brain, I remember this moment from my first playthrough and noticed the ring on the ceiling. I just had to pull it. Oh dear, you hear that? Familiar shotgun sounds, aren't they? We are finally entering the actual Ravenholm. The graveyard. This is where Gordon Freeman and Father Gregory fought the zombies. We are about to meet him, as he could be seen in the trailer. Father Gregory proceeded to not appear in the game. When you finally get tired of shooting zombies, and that had happened around 15 minutes ago for me, you find a hidden passage in a coffin, and inside of a hidden passage, you find your eyes to be bleeding profusely, because the lighting is so fucking bright in there. God damn it. This now looks like shitty cel-shading graphics in the most eye-twisting way possible. It is like every corner of the map is lit equally. There are no shadows or even remotely organic lighting. And what I got as a compensation for that was a bug that made the game completely black. I actually just sat there for 2 good minutes straight, thinking the map was loading. Finally, quick saving and loading helped me to leave the void, and as a compensation for that complete darkness, my eyes were once again hurt by the horrible lighting of a… what is this? I have left the night Ravenholm a minute ago, and now I'm in some bright American city ghetto. It doesn't look like Bulgaria or any other Eastern European country. This looks like a Garry's Mod Dark RP map, and the first sign of how confusing the map changes are going to get from now on. Adam is once again just pretending to be doing something. 4 minutes on this map and whoops, another location swap. Now we are entering the Antlion Tunnels under the American city. You asshole, how did you manage to reach the car so quickly? I don't have much to say about this segment either. Shooting the Antlions is easy, and you just go over the caves in a quick pace, barely threatened by them. There is barely anything to comment on up until this place. A battle against an Antlion god and the worst place to hide your children in. Seriously, the screams of the maggots being squashed are louder than our battle. The battle itself is quite easy anyway. Dodging its attacks barely takes any effort. Another cliff that I'd have to climb up using the non-functioning parkour system. The apply button was there all along, and I didn't notice it, and made part 4 claiming that it was bugged, while it… Hey, a water cave. Turns out Mitchell's military training does not only help him with running, but makes him swim with the velocity of a motorboat. He does not even require any air, he could do it for the whole day. Ow, what the hell? What are these sewers? I've heard the combine noises. Are we under a city? While in the sewers, you'll have to use the parkour system to climb this pipe. Give me the vomitorium! The sewers map ends, and we enter a house in a forest. Okay, no combined rails here, no trains that could make the sound. Instead, this seems to be a rebel hideout. I can even hear them! Weird guys they are. But what do we have here? A bike. It seems like we're about to have a wider, broader map, like the highway from Half-Life 2. Let me just take care of these guys first. Even though the motorcycle produces the exact same noises as the buggy, I like it. It is fast, mostly comfortable in using, and only a little too loud. The further road is blocked by a rebel outpost, so we'll need to go under the bridge. Mother of God. Are these... have rebels... Did they hang these combines alive? Did they hang their dead bodies? What? Why? This is so fucking surreal in the Half-Life universe. Back to the bike. Oh yeah, we are right in the trenches, dodging the enemy bullets. This is going to be Half-Life 2 Canals, Forest Boogaloo. Eat dust, suckers. Wait, that's it? I am almost disappointed. It is walking by foot from now on. Only 200 meters away, I was attacked by a giant rebel wave. I slaughtered them all, not just the rebels, but the orange scarves and 8 R2 gunners too. Soon after, I have encountered a big house. Inside were more rebels, whom I gladly helped to cease existing. Do I even need to specify that the lighting is still fucking horrible, and the game now genuinely looks worse than Half-Life 2 beta maps? The most interesting thing I found here was a skeleton trying to climb a stair after a year of lockdown.
Hello there.
Great, another bike. Yet there is still a closed gate on my way. I'd better look for a way to open it. Nice, let's go. Where are you even coming from?
Fall back! Fall back!
Okay, it crashed. I'll have to load the next map manually. Oh, nice! The music from Michell's backstory cutscene is playing here again. Sorry, cannot hear you behind the motorcycle roar. Other than the music, this map is nothing interesting to talk about. It is straightforward, contains no enemies and also crashes by the end. No, I've spawned without my bike. I would run all the way properly, but my free time is worth more than that, so I had to accelerate my velocity a little. Nova Prospect, the most secure prison on the planet, capable of holding out against a single man and 3 Antlions. Sadly, Freeman had 4. From here it looks like a StarCraft Protoss building. An unusually chill Overwatch soldier, considering what is currently going on inside Nova Prospect. He doesn't even react to Michell, apparently us being a well-recognized ally face among soldiers now. Yeah, these interiors are definitely set in a post-Soviet country, because this is some 70s USSR giantomania shit. Apparently combines hide the same engineers as the Soviet government did back in the day. Not that the two aren't alike. Large locations meant that it would take me a large amount of time to find where to go next, but there was the elevator to a lower level. After descending, I have noticed that something was definitely wrong. There were no combine soldiers around, and only the alarm could be heard. Could this be... Aha! apparently the teleportation also disintegrated the Combines who were originally present in the room, but not Michell. Oh, the wonders of his military training. Okay, the Half-Life 2 location is cool, but I'm about to have a seizure, a migraine and uncontrollable vomiting as a part of the migraine because of this insane shaking. Should have seen me 3 years ago trying to find where to go. Thankfully, this time my repressed subconscious memory led me to the ventilation I was required to enter. It did not help Michell though.
Michell,
Who is that?
it's me, Sasha.
Sasha.
I'll get you out of here. I unlocked the door, but you have to wait a few minutes. Then start making your way to the monitor room. I'll be there waiting for you.
So, we are in some kind of a prison. I initially thought it was Nova Prospect, which would have been weird if the Combines still had their forces inside.
Oh, what? Yeah, what, bitch? Yeah, I just slapped you and stuff. What you gonna do?
And Michell was their ally. However, he later confirms that it is indeed not Nova Prospect, but some different random prison nearby. Wow, what a coincidence. I'm glad Eastern Europeans apparently built their prisons a few kilometers one from another. Hello. So, furthermore, it is a rebel-controlled prison a few kilometers from Nova Prospect. Wouldn't a prison be a too important strategical point for the Combines to just ignore it? I mean, the Half-Life 2 had a rebel camp right beside Nova Prospect as well, but that was a temporary hideout, set up to secretly scout on the prison, not a big fortified facility. This place is the best way to quickly lose your health, as Michell is not given any weapons and the rebels are intentionally or not blocking the path with their bodies. It is a miracle I even managed to survive. Their inaccuracy was the only reason I was left with 3 HP. They, however, cannot climb ladders, so for a minute the game becomes pretty chill.
The legendary captain himself.
Stop it. You're making me blush.
After all those years, I get to see you again.
I have to admit, I'm surprised you even remembered me. You were pretty young back then.
Sure I was, but I have a good memory. I remember everything. And I remember you saving those children. I always saw you as a hero after that day.
Hero? You're talking to a villain, my dear. The hero inside of me died many, many years ago when I was young.
Isn't every villain a hero in their own story?
Not in this one.
If you say so.
Back in Alaska, after the factory, what happened?
Me and my father got out of the factory. We were running away. The explosions were everywhere. The whole place caught fire. My father was carrying me. He was struggling to get us out of there. And we managed to get out, but after that we weren't so lucky. We were walking in the middle of nowhere for days. I could feel my father was afraid and hopeless. The moment we thought we were going to die, help arrived. And that's where it gets all blurry in my mind, the help. It didn't really look like any Combine. There was just a man in a suit.
A man in a suit?
Yes, a man in a suit.
Sasha, are you sure that wasn't your father? He was also wearing a suit that day.
No, it wasn't him. I'm sure it was someone else. A man with a briefcase.
What did the man say, Sasha? What did he say?
He was talking about some kind of deal?
What deal? Sasha, what deal?
I think I remember the deal. He had to help me.
Well,
What about those younger than 5? What's the second way? The second way?
And now,
What deal? Sasha, what deal?
the unanswered mysteries of the game.
Michell, move! Michell.
Michell? Run!
He's behind you, run, 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 he's behind you. Run, 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 run.
What the hell are you doing?
Keeping my promise.
Adam, open this goddamn door right now.
Do you remember the first time we met?
God damn it, Adam, just shut your damn mouth and open the door. That's an order.
Listen, Michell. The whole place is about to blow up.
Adam, please. You don't have to do this for Freeman.
Freeman? Are you really that stupid? This was never about Freeman, Michell. This is just part of the deal.
What deal? What the hell are you talking about?
Follow the tunnel, Michell. He's waiting for you on the other side.
What? Who are you? No, not you.
That was part of the deal. Go now. It's time.
Yeah, Adam will be fine in here. The rebels are totally not planning to turn him into a piece of whole cheese.
Mr. Michell, at last. You've done a great deal in a small time.
Cut the bullshit, you liar. You used me.
Let me correct you, Mr. Michell. We used each other. Your services were so very useful, and we had a good return for our investments.
You lied to me. You said I was going to hunt him down. You said I was going to kill him. You just let my men die. You caused all this. You did all of this. You bastard.
Well, technically, we were not the one who'd been lying. We asked you to kill Mr. Freeman. We never guaranteed that you would... But liar? No. If there was a liar, it was the one who was always next to you.
You know, I'll interrupt the cutscene to say that I actually kinda like the way G-Man is written here. His manners, light sarcasm, irony are quite in character. The voice actor also does a good job and sounds quite similar to the original G-Man.
Adam, you made him betray me.
Yet again, Mr. Michell, he never betrayed. You simply cannot betray someone if you are never on their side, in the first place.
What are you talking about?
If you are looking for the truth, you only have to look at where this all started. Black Mesa.
White people be like that.
All this time, the man I was looking for wasn't Gordon Freeman. He doesn't even know that I exist. So, what now?
Now, since Sasha is dead, the Combine will be looking for you. They will separate their forces from City 17 and come for you. And that will create Mr. Freeman an easier path.
What? What? No fucking way! This was your grand fucking plan! You did all of this nonsense for 20 years only to use Michell as a distraction! This is like when Rick created an entire universe just to power his car. Except that this is not Rick and Morty exploring interesting sci-fi ideas, but G-Man executing the most complicated and stupidest plan I've ever heard about. It was even worse in 2018, when G-Man was not yet confirmed to exist beyond the concept of time. Still, how was Boris, driven by the desire to avenge Sasha, even authorized to move a large chunk of combined forces out of City 17 without Dr. Breen noticing it? What is even the point of doing that right now? Freeman was just recently teleported out of existence for a week, so the combined forces will have enough time to return. Or was Michell actually lying in that cell for a week by now, and neither Sasha nor we knew it? Is distracting combines even such a good idea? Like, hadn't G-Man seen what Half-Life 2 players can do? Most of them wouldn't even notice the difference. Oh, fuck it, let's just finish up with it.
And since our agreement is finished, you have our permission to die. Farewell, Mr. Michell.
Wait. What if I make it out alive? In one piece?
The sunny forest pathway leads me right into a rainy Combined Sea outpost in the middle of nowhere. Why are we here? Well...
Nick, you come!
You're alive?
Not for long.
Adam told us you were dead.
Adam, is he on the ship?
Yeah, he just got back.
Listen to me, Nick. Adam is a traitor. He set us up. He killed Sasha.
Now it all makes sense. Combine started taking down our men one by one. Why would he do something like that?
Where's Freeman?
Nobody knows. He's been missing since Prospect Blue.
He'll be back, possibly in a few hours, but the Combine don't know that. They'll think with Sasha dead that we turned against them. They're going to split their numbers to kill me. That was Adam's plan.
Damn. All right. I'll pick you up. Where are you?
I was in a prison near Prospect.
Let me check the map. Found it. There in 15 minutes.
15? I don't think I can survive that long.
Look, you have to, Mitchell. Set some defenses. Be smart.
I'll try my best.
Good luck, old friend. God be with you.
No. Fuck no. This is exactly what you are thinking about.
How long till the upload is over?
55 minutes.
55 minutes? Don't these things usually take 3 to 5 tops?
Fine. Okay, let's just go over this section quickly. For the first minute, no one has even arrived. I do not know whether the game bugged or whether it was an intentional design choice, but I was finally relieved to see a pack of Overwatch soldiers ascending on an elevator. Not that I wanted to fight them for 15 minutes that much, but sitting AFK for the whole time would have been even more boring. So, the next 2 and almost a half minutes were barely any more entertaining. The Combines were repeatedly arriving with the elevator, and I have repeatedly sent them back down to hell. But eventually I heard the dropship sound. and some of them were able to sneak up behind me. The close quarters phase on this quote-unquote epic last battle had just begun. As both elite and regular combines were hilariously easy to kill, this had proven not to pose me much challenge. Honestly, my patience had a more difficult challenge sitting through this 5 minutes. By the 10-minute mark, a sniper had appeared on top of the hill, so I was no longer able to safely operate the stationary AR-2 machine gun. The original Half-Life cover had a now famous slogan on its back: Run, Think, Shoot, Live. It is the motto by which Half-Life games had been created by now. It's pretty much what made them so popular and loved even after so many years of waiting. There are many cult classic games that were extremely popular in their time and received a giant amount of popularity, fans and critical acclaims. Doom, for example. The series has large dedicated community modding the original 1993 and 94 games even today, in 2021. So many people proclaim how much fun they've had with the series, and new critically acclaimed games continue coming out. Yet, how many representatives of newer generations have actually played any Doom games before 2016? Their fanbase seems to be separated in 2 or 3 different groups. One dedicated to OG Doom games, another to Doomslayer reboots, that's where I am, and possibly the third to Doom 3 specifically. The Half-Life universe, however, never had this problem. I myself am barely older than Half-Life 2, and I have never played it as a kid. Despite that, however, something made me want to play this game when it was already more than 10 years old, and so I did. What I'm trying to say is that despite its age, Half-Life games continue to hold relevancy and attract new, younger audiences, who are now young enough to have their parents possibly play Half-Life during their school years. And this motto is exactly what Hunt Down the Freeman lacks. Yes, you can see me running. Yep, I'm shooting the combines. Right, I live. But this 15-minute battle is pretty much the antithesis of thinking. There is nothing to think about. This is probably the most thoughtless section of the entire game. Just hold the damn trigger, Shinji. The most interesting part was when I had no ammo, so I resorted to using the annihilation balls. On the last 4 minutes of the countdown, the combines simply stopped coming. Well, let me show you something interesting then. You didn't think there would be only one ending, right? This is what happens if you die by jumping down the bridge.
What the fuck?
No, I don't have comments about it. I am still as confused 3 years later as you are. And this is what happens if you die by enemy bullets.
Adrian?
Yes, Michell turns out to be Adrian Shepard's, the Half-Life opposing force protagonist's long-lost brother. I have even fewer words about this one. You hardcore Half-Life fans may find a few interesting words about it, though it would likely have this video banned. One last thing before we move on. The soundtrack you can hear throughout the whole level is 15 minutes long. As I told you before, the composers were the only people who tried.
Nick! Where the hell were you? Impossible.
Adam!
Adam, where are you running? There is nothing there.
Mitch, look. Mitch, please. Mitchell, look, I can explain.
You lied to me.
No, that wasn't the deal. He told me. Mitch, please.
You betrayed me. You used me. You fucked up my face. And now...
Mitch, please. I can explain.
You have my permission to die.
Ready for your orders, Captain.
Turn the ship. We're going to Borealis.
And this is it. Here is the name of our star again. Turns out Boston Joe was voiced by the CEO of Bad Games himself. Even the Genius Man is here, but not on top of the credits because that place was not big enough for two geniuses. I also think the plot was ripped off Metal Gear Solid 5. I don't know, I haven't played it. In any case, this is the definitive ending. The game is over. I'm finally left alone to contemplate why had I been doing all of this for a small amount of 100 views per video, a barely existent YouTube psychological gratification, and hours upon hours of my free time spent on the game that never even deserved the most detailed review. I'm starting to think that the right opinion was right after all. I have naively ventured into Hunt Down the Freeman, thinking it would be an easy ride, a hilarious experience, a stupidly funny and laughably stupid plot, and a few unintentionally hilarious gameplay decisions. What I actually found was a really bad game. It might have been hilarious to you, I don't know, but that would only be because you were receiving a funny, entertaining coconut milk, while I am the person who extracted that milk by struggling through the hard shell of terrible map design, enemy placement, and tons of bugs. Partially, these episodes are coming out so rarely because I need to rest from the game, because the game burns me out, because it was never The Room, and Birkin was never a Tommy Wiseau, and I should have known that by comparing the popularity levels of these two intellectual properties. Who the hell cares about Hunt Down the Freeman today? It wasn't as memorable as I thought it would be. It was not as funny, even though it had the potential. It was just a plain horrible game, with the small nuggets of hilarity ultimately not worth the attempts to dig them. I hate myself for even going this path. I hate that I could have created more interesting, relevant and popular videos, but decided to keep the promise I gave to myself 3 years ago and fully review Hunt Down the Freeman. I hate this review series for wasting so much of my precious time. But maybe I could appreciate it, maybe it had value, if not to the YouTube, then for me personally. That's right, I've made something, learned many things about editing, and brought at least a few people enjoyment. I've created something, and I'm not ashamed of it. I would not trade it for any other video. These reviews were worth creating.
Congratulations! Congratulations! Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations! Congratulations! Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you all.